Hello everybody, welcome back, I'm MrRedClaw. Welcome back to some more World of Tanks, but before we get to it, head down below, like and subscribe, it does help out a lot. So let's get right into it. Today, we are going to be watching Tortoise. I don't really know how to say that nickname. I'm just going to be calling you Q, or Q, like Tortoise, Q. Let's go with Q. Who's going to be playing in the Tier 9 British tank destroyer, of course. Well, one of the two Tier 9 British tank destroyers, of course, this and the Conway. But today we are going to be watching the Tortoise, and this honestly probably has to be my favourite Tier 9, just tank in general. Probably even like Tier 9 and Tier 10. I just had so much fun playing this, and compared to the Badger, this is just so much more fun. It is slower, it has slightly worse DPM, but it's basically the same, and tier for tier is basically better. The armor is kind of similar. It just feels more flexible, which is weird because I'm pretty sure they have a similar gun arc, so not really sure why I kind of have that. But with the Badger, I just feel like maybe the Badger does have a the Tortoise maybe has a wider gun arc than the Badger, but I just felt so flexible on my Tortoise, even if I only could travel at 20 kilometers an hour compared to 30. Of course, before all of the new stuff, the new equipment with the turbo and stuff. There you go. I just felt so powerful in the Tortoise. I felt like I could honestly take on anyone and probably win most of the time if it was a one-on-one battle. Because of course, this tank has 3,525 DPM. 400 damage, 259mm penetration on the standard rounds, 326 on the APCR, which is actually what Q is going to be shooting throughout the battle. He only has APCR loaded with a couple of high explosive rounds. So I guess we're going to see if he is going to use them in any situations in this battle. But these APCR rounds are just absolutely overkill for tier 8s and even most of the tier 9s in this battle. But so most of these shots that Q is going to be able to pull off throughout this battle would probably be able to go through with normal AP rounds. But I think this is actually the third time that I'm showing this tank on the channel, and it's just my favourite. I'll just have to rebuy it because when the Badger was top of the tree, maybe about 6 months ago, maybe even to a year ago, I was trying to make my way through the tech tree quickly because I was on the tier 7 when the top of the tree started. I wanted to quickly get to the tier 10, so I went through the tier 7, tier 8, tier 9, and I sold those tanks to get the tier 10 whilst it was still on discount, because 2 million credits off a tier 10 tank, that is just absolutely huge. But I kind of regret it. I think this is one of the tier 9 tanks that are just way better than the tier 10. I mean, there's like other ones, you know, like the Jagdtiger compared to the Jagdpanzer 100. I mean, you can't really compare those two because the Jagdtiger is more of a DPM monster compared to the Jagdpanzer 100, which is more of a damage, just a one-shot damage monster. So it's kind of hard to compare those two compared to the Tortoise and the Badger, because they have basically like the same role, just raw DPM, well armored, quite slow, and just, you know, full in over here. As you can see, Q going in on the Jagdtiger over here. I'm just gonna mess up his name throughout this entire replay, I think. But yes, they're down 2 kills and down 200 damage. So not looking too good, not looking too bad though either. I guess we're going to see what Q can do to the Skoda T56 as he takes him out, picking up his 5th kill, 5,400 damage, 3,500 damage blocked. This is just a really good tank for these sort of engagements. In a city, this is probably one of the most dangerous tanks, along with the Badger and, you know, stuff like the Mouse and stuff like that, because you just have the frontal armor to bounce basically anything, even APCR rounds, gold rounds, and you're just absolutely sorted. and you have a really good gun to go along with that. So I really need to buy this tank because it is honestly so good, and that's why I showed it on the channel so many times already. I just really enjoy it, to be honest. This is probably my favourite high tier tank in the game, no matter of, you know, what kind of nation, tank class and all of that it is, because it's just really, really fun. As Ku over here is alone now versus, what is that, 12, no, that is not 12 tanks, as he takes out the EBR-90, and he is now loading the high explosive rounds as he takes a shot from the Jagdtiger, the IS-32 in the back. He does 510 damage to the Scorpion G over there, so if he hadn't had loaded that high explosive round, there would have been a low chance that he was going to be able to take him out with one shot over there, as he is now left alone versus 5 as I'm not really sure what that went. I think that might have gone into the Scorpion's gun because he's right next to her. It does look like it is. The Scorpion's gun was just right in the way over there. Unlucky, as he could have already killed the Jagdtiger, and in these sort of situations you want to be taking tanks out as quickly as possible, and with this DPM it is quite easy, to be honest. Even if you do miss a shell, you just have one loaded in just so quickly. And that's kind of like another thing, because the Badger has more damage per shot but a longer reload time, and I just enjoyed the lower alpha damage and quicker reload time on this tank. I'm just really kind of like more my play style, as Ku over here comes into the cap circle, has a look at who is capping, and there's no one there. It must be a ghost tank, right? But no, of course it's going to be the EOC EVA 90 with its incredible camo, as Ku actually does something that I've tried before and flipped my tank over, and he only takes 30 damage, so quite lucky for him, as he gets within, I'm pretty sure that was the 50 meters that he got within the proxy to spot the EOC EVA 90. It doesn't matter how much camo rating you have, if you're within the 50 meters you get spotted, even through walls over there, as Ku also takes out the Foch, and now with 12 kills, 8,300 damage and 5,000 damage blocked, he is now left alone versus a Panther 2, which hasn't been spotted, I'm pretty sure, in some time. So where is this Panther going to be? Is he going to try and flank him? Does he even know where Ku is? Is he even playing the game now, or is he AFK? I guess we are going to see. Now Ku over here is actually using the gun ram over here along with a turbo, and I'm not really sure, I forgot what the third equipment he is using, but honestly the gun rammer and the turbo is probably a must have on the Tortoise now after the equipment changes, because they're going those 4 kilometers an hour faster forwards, and I'm pretty sure 2 kilometers an hour faster backwards is just, it's just so helpful. As you can see over here, 23-24 along the flat over here that the Ku is driving in the Tortoise. That is just making a huge difference in how much distance he can travel in the couple minutes that he has left of this game. Now, of course, he could really just sit at the back of the map now and not really have to worry about where the Panther is, because he is defending from an assault, so he just needs to stay alive for the time to run out. But as the Panther actually gets spotted, and he was in the same place as he was before, he was just moving down. He is loading APCR rounds, but that doesn't matter. With the quick DPM and reload of the Tortoise, Ku takes him out and secures a really awesome win, and one of my favourite tanks in the game. Let's look at the post-game stats and let's see how well Ku did in this game. So as we see, an absolutely brilliant game for Ku Kos in the Tortoise. An ace tanker, of course, because this was just an absolutely brilliant round in this tank. Kolobanov's medal, I'm pretty sure he was 1 against 6 at one point. Maybe even more, I'm not really too sure. Maybe 1 against 7, something like that. I didn't really check. A Paul's medal for the 13 kills he had, just 1 off the Rosé Heroes medal, just so close. If he only could have just gotten a kill on another tank, he would have gotten probably one of the rarest medals in the game. And the Fender medal, high caliber, cool headed medal, a Top Gun and a steel wall. 9,053 damage done, 13 kills, 2,171 base experience, and 5,330 damage blocked in this tank. Just this tank in this sort of situation is just the best tank in the game. He did, of course, fire just gold rounds and a couple of high explosive rounds, so he loses 19,000 credits profit. But I probably would have been happy to lose more than that to get a result such as this in a really good tier 9 tank. But for now, that is going. So if you guys enjoyed, like, share, subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye bye.